So Super Bowl happened. The superb owl.
That's the first time I've heard it referred to as that. Yes, the Super Bowl
Really?
did happen. Yeah, is that a common thing that you guys refer to it as?
I've heard superb owl a lot.
Really? No, you have never heard
I don't
that.
watch sports, okay? So all us non-sports people make fun of sports.
I don't watch sports either. But I guess I am. All my friends watch sports, so
Fair.
I don't know if any of them would laugh if I said, "Oh, we're going to turn on the superb owl." I don't think any of them would. I think that's fine. But
yeah, I have said that a few times at work, and it did not land any time. Not a single time. I kept trying it, but
sometimes you just got to say it over and over until someone acknowledges it. Yeah.
Because maybe they didn't hear you.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if no one laughed, they just didn't hear you. So.
And then sometimes you have to explain the joke, because superb owl, if you take the B out of bowl and put it at the end of super, then it becomes superb owl.
Right.
For all of those who didn't get the joke and didn't realize how funny it is.
That's true, yeah. They probably didn't even realize we were talking about the Super Bowl. I might have said it.
Not.
But they probably were like, what the hell just happened? What do we miss?
Who are these owls and why are they superb?
They're here. The superb owls are here. Yeah, it was fine. It was another lame year, I would say.
It did suck. Were you rooting for the brown boys or the gray boys?
I don't even know who you're referring to when when you say that.
There's the brown team and the gray team.
I don't know who the colors are. I'm not a sports guy. I know there's the Chiefs and the Eagles. Wait, are the Chiefs the brown ones? Or are they the gray ones?
To me.
Okay. In comparison to you, yes, they were brown.
Yes, they look brown, and the other ones look gray.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Because you're colorblind. Nice.
Yeah, so the joke there is that I'm colorblind and couldn't see the red and the teal.
You see, there's a lot of context that's needed to understand your jokes. You just throw these out and expect people to understand. I was like, is there really like a team? Is that really their team colors? But I don't know.
Yeah, and so just to give an explanation, it's because I'm not funny.
Welcome back to Die on Any Hill. This is the show where we take our hot takes, our opinions, our controversial thoughts, and we don't care if we get canceled for them. You can cancel us. We're going to say them anyways.
Cancel us. Yeah.
And we're just saying what everybody's thinking, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, we're gonna plant our flag on any hill, and we're gonna die there, as our tagline goes.
Apparently.
But also, please don't cancel us, because it's all jokes. We don't really mean it. So, we're just kidding the whole time.
The immediate back out.
Yeah. Just trying to cover our bases.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. We don't care if we offend you, but also don't cancel us. All right. Who should go first?
It's a fine line.
Yeah,
do we want to flip a coin again?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Heads or tails?
Tails. Tails, you go first. You completely missed the coin. Coin went to the other side of the room. Okay.
Yeah, it's heads. You believe me, right?
I believe you. Heads. That means you go first.
Is that what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First, exciting news. My wife and I are starting another podcast.
Without me.
Yes, without McKay.
So we'll see.
It's about books.
We'll see who even tunes into that one. If I'm not there.
Well, thanks for the support. I appreciate it.
I mean, I know I personally will be tuning into it, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the numbers look like.
But yeah, It's called Journey of 1,000 Pages, and it is going to be once a month. We are going to be reading a book from a different genre, just kind of to read out of our comfort zones and, tackle that ever-growing I want to read this list. And yeah, it should be releasing the same week as this episode, so keep tuned. I will probably say something about it again once an episode is actually up, because I don't think it's going to be released by the time this episode comes out. But that's exciting. That's neat. It's fun.
Can you preview us what the first book and the first episode is, or no?
Sure.
Is that a surprise?
The first episode we read in the romantasy genre, which is romance and fantasy. And we read A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas.
All right. Not familiar with that, so I will definitely be tuning in to hear about the romance novel, Thorns and Roses.
Me personally, I am trying to be very positive with my takes on there, because I think it is I want to support art. Fantastic that Sarah J. Maas managed to write a book and get it published. Hell yeah, good for her. The quality of the book.
I
guess you'll have to listen to find out our
Where
opinions.
did you find this book? Like, why was that on your list?
It's a fairly popular book right now.
Okay.
The series is fairly popular, so yeah, we did that one because February is Valentine's Day. So we want to do romance, and yeah, it's we started way out of our comfort zones. That is like as far away from what I read.
Nice, and doesn't sound like it will continue to be what you read, if I had to guess.
No, I do not plan on finishing this. Well, I mean, listen to the episode to hear our opinions.
Maybe he will. Maybe he's a big fan.
Maybe I loved it.
Maybe.
But yeah, okay. So, hopping into the first take, my take, I think that the U.S. has way too many states. There's too much going on, okay? So we need to figure out how to consolidate them. I don't know what number we should aim for, but 50, it is 50, right? There's 50 states.
It is indeed 50 states. The 50 states of America.
Yes, the 50 states that I was checking if McKay knew that, because I knew that.
Yeah.
There's too many of them. We got, let's be honest here, North and South Dakota. They can just be Dakota. Why do we need a North one and a South one? Yeah.
Why are there any North and South ones?
There shouldn't be. All of those immediately get consolidated.
Yep. There's no East and Wests, so why should there be any North and Souths?
Right. Yep. Well, there is West Virginia.
But there's no East Virginia. Or it's just regular Virginia.
Well, I don't think Virginia and West Virginia should be combined into one, but I do think that West Virginia should be renamed into New Virginia.
Or it should be renamed Left Virginia. Or it should be
that's a good idea.
It should be on opposite sides of the country.
Yes. We move West Virginia over to California.
We don't even not literally just rename California. We actually
no.
start a massive procedure of lifting up the ground bit by bit.
Correct.
And transporting it across the country, just kind of dropping in the middle of California, and then you got left Virginia and right Virginia on the different sides.
Right.
Of the country.
But I do see a problem here is that I think that would end up splitting California into North and South fragments. So what should we do for that? I think okay.
The top we name the top is Cal, the bottom's Fornia.
Calabomsfornia?
No, what? No, I said the top is Cal, the top part, and the bottom is Fornia.
Sure. Okay. So California.
Yes, California. Yep.
Gotcha. Which that hasn't really consolidated any states yet, but it's all part of the process. It's all part of the 5-year plan.
This is now, what is this, 51 states?
I think so.
But now there's just a big void where West Virginia was. Does that... does that become its own state, or is it just like the pit? Is it just a hole?
That gets renamed into the pit.
Okay, and that's just there.
It's a no man's land. It does not belong to the U.S. anymore. That area of land, it just kind of gets cordoned off and becomes like kind of a Badlands area. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's just chaos in there.
Yeah, there's no rules. It's martial law in there, and maybe
which
that's
is fine because we have nothing to do with it. So
that's where all the like landfills will go, like plastic.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, just right. Recyclables all go in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, straight into the pit.
Because we've needed that for a while. Because right now they're just kind of it's trash equally spread out across the entire United States. We could just put it all in the pit. So
sure.
Imagine how much cleaner the states would be.
It would be incredible. I mean, and that's fixing this trash crisis that we have.
How do we feel about the non-contiguous Hawaii and Alaska?
Listen, just give Alaska to Canada. We don't need it.
I mean, I kind of like Alaska.
It's basically Canada, anyways.
What if I do think that it should be contiguous, though. I think that we need to make a hallway that goes through Canada, connecting Alaska to the states.
Right.
It's like we make like a big wall on like either side, and then it's just like one road that you drive down.
Right.
And that's all part of the states. Now Canada's been split into two, though.
That is true.
So, but that's fine. Like they're already only one state, so now it can be the two states of Canada.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think those will be switched into there will be Canada and Canada, and those will be two separate countries.
Okay, there you go. We do need more countries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, Canada will secede from the UK. They will no longer be part of the British Commonwealth, and instead will become their own country.
The Canadian Commonwealth.
Yeah.
That works. That works.
And along that, like, what about Hawaii? What are we doing with Hawaii?
I guess just like moving it closer. It's too far out.
It is. Just throw some ropes out there, drag it in.
Say, hey, grab onto these life preservers, and then we just kind of tow it back in. It's been It's just been drifting for a while now, I think. So. And
we can't have that. I mean, that's the only reason it would be so far away now is because we've just let it drift so far away.
Yeah, we just like what is the Hawaii Patrol even doing right now? They just kind of forgot that it's getting farther and farther away. It's gonna end up bumping into some other country, and they're gonna take it if we're not careful.
Right, and we can't have that. We need Hawaii.
We do need Hawaii. Hawaii's essential.
Where else are people going to vacation?
True. How do we feel about these territories? Should they
Puerto Rico and
Puerto Rico,
the other one?
Is it Guam? Is Guam the other one?
I think so. Maybe.
Do we do anything with them? Do we like just having separate things called territories? Are they states?
Yeah. I think they're chill. They're chilling.
They're just their own thing.
Yeah, just leave them as they are. They're fine.
Okay. Maybe we should.
Because they aren't technically states, so we don't need to add more states.
Okay, yeah. I guess we've only we really haven't consolidated any states at this point. We've only added states.
The North and South Dakota became Dakota, and North and South Carolina became Carolina.
Okay.
So we've gotten rid of 2. Well, technically 3, because West Virginia became the pit, remember?
That's true. Yep. Well, no, it's still left Virginia. It's just in a different spot now.
That's what I meant, yeah. That's true. We just added the pit.
Yes.
And then we split California.
Yes, yeah. So California.
Okay. Yeah, we got to consolidate.
Should we start turning more states into territories? If we like the idea of territories?
Once we tow Hawaii back to the continental U.S., it can become part of Fornia.
Okay, fair.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And we just tie it there, and like we make sure the knots are tight this time, so it doesn't start drifting again.
Yes.
And it just stays a part of Fornia.
Yep, I like that. I like that idea.
And then I do think that Washington and Oregon can be fused into one state called Wargington.
Okay. Yeah.
Which they have
Also,
all the wolves up there, so
Washington D.C. is
Yeah.
what? That's a territory. Is that a territory? What is that? Or a district?
I
It's
don't
a district.
remember.
It's not even
Yes.
technically. Okay, first of all, that needs to be in Washington. I don't know why it's over in
Obviously, yeah.
Virginia, or why it's not even. It's its own thing. I guess it's not even technically part of
Yes.
Virginia, but yeah, that needs to not be its own thing. It goes over to the state of Washington, and
Which is now Wargington.
it's just like a county there or something. It's not its
Yeah.
own. Yeah, it doesn't have its own
Right.
little. I don't even know what makes it
It'll
different.
be it's
but
it's Washington Wargington.
yes. Yep. I also don't know a lot of my geography of states. I'm learning, so I need to maybe work on that. I just found out that Missouri doesn't border Canada. I thought it bordered Canada for some reason.
What? Excuse me?
Yeah, I just realized that.
Okay, I'm looking up a U.S. map.
That should have been the very first thing we did.
Arguably, yes. Okay, did you get this map?
Oh, yeah. Nice. I already had it on my phone, but this is even better.
Okay, sweet.
So now I can look at you and the map at the same time.
I feel like I need to put this in Microsoft Paint so I can edit this.
That'd be kind of fun. Well. Look what we got here. Okay, what do we got going on with Michigan? Why is Michigan two different things?
That is true. Obviously, the UP should be attached to Wisconsin. Right?
The what? UP?
Upper Peninsula.
Oh, is that what they call that?
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. No, that's no longer Michigan. I don't know why they ever thought that belonged to them. That's clearly Wisconsin's.
I think Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio should all become one state called Michianio.
Michianio. I like that. Rolls off the tongue. I like that.
Very simple. We're just simplifying everything here.
Okay. The New England states are kind of a problem. These are there's too many. They're too small. Like you're telling me Rhode Island has the same amount of like voting power as Texas when that's crazy. I think
insane.
We already have Maine in the name, implying that it's something important. So I think we should just consolidate all those New England states, and they're all a part of Maine. They're like the Maine. We just call them the Maine.
How far would that reach?
The Maine states, maybe.
So we would include Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and then would we add New York into there? So it's kind of that like
New York. New York, I would not say is a New England. New York's its own thing.
Okay.
New York has done enough to kind of establish itself as its own unique, cool state. These other New England states, they're all kind of the same.
Mm-hmm. I do think New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania should all fuse to become New York or Neo New York.
Okay. I like that.
What are we thinking? Yeah.
Wait, you said New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Okay. Just that little chunk there.
And then okay. Sounds good. Also, there's a mistake on this map. It says the Gulf. It says the Gulf of Mexico. This is the Gulf.
Shut up. Shut up. No, it is the Gulf of Mexico.
Anyways, let's see.
Sure. Okay, so we have Maine, Neo New York, Michianio. Virginia's fine.
Virginia is fine, yeah. West Virginia already looks...
Delaware and Maryland should definitely be part of Virginia.
West Virginia is probably the most ridiculous shaped one. Like this looks... Look at that. That's ridiculous. What is that?
Sure. That looks but I mean, if West Virginia is now the pit...
yeah. I mean, it already looks
actually,
like a pit.
Okay, no. Here's an idea. So we have West Virginia, that's the pit. But obviously there's going to be some liquids in there, in all of that trash. So Delaware and Maryland should also be dug out and removed as kind of like a drainage ditch into the ocean for all of that trash.
Okay, yeah. So we can, So it's like The trash isn't going into
And
the
that
pit. It just channels directly into the Atlantic Ocean.
Well, all the trash is going into the pit, but there is just a deluge of, like, Mountain Dew, juices of the various things that we don't need to talk about.
Mountain Dew and juices. Yeah. Okay.
Mountain Dew and all kinds of juices.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm in with that. I think everyone else will be too. Clearly.
Of course.
Texas.
How
do we feel about Texas? It's so big.
It is so big. Honestly, I'd be okay with. They've been wanting to secede for a while. Just let them.
Yeah, they can be part of.
We don't need them.
They can be Mexico, to be honest.
Yeah.
They're like, look how much.
Just let Texas do what Texas does.
Look how much space that they're already like taking into Mexico. Like
it's insane.
They're like been slowly. Has it always like dug this far into Mexico? I feel like it used to be kind of an even line, with New Mexico and Louisiana. It was just a straight line that went across. But look how much they've slowly dug into
Texas,
Mexico.
No. Texas did not always extend that far into Mexico. I gotta be honest, I was not alive when it did not. Do you remember that?
Wait, what? Say that again? You were not alive?
Do you remember when Texas was not this big?
Oh, yeah.
Were you alive then?
No, I wasn't. Yeah. This is Texas now, though. Feel old yet? Yeah. This is kind of crazy. We just let them have it. Just go down to Mexico. Clearly, that's what they want. So.
Sure. What do you think about... So, like, Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, right?
Yeah. What about it?
I think, honestly, we should just let Disney take over and turn those 3 states into one giant Disneyland.
Disney Park, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
And that just becomes Disney.
Disney, yeah. What if
the new Disney Republic?
We call it... we could call it the Big D. Because it's got that...
D.
It's got Florida just kind of hanging out. I feel like it fits. Just call that whole section the Big D.
Just the Big D.
Yep.
Beautiful.
And it's like... But it's like it's the Disney font.
Yes. Yeah. Or would the Big D just be the slang for it?
That's the official name.
Okay. The official name in U.S. records is the Big D.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
And then I think we kind of dredge up a little bit of Florida to make it even like that little part sticking out, make that even bigger. Uh-huh. And then
we can do that.
We could call it like, it's America, we go big. Just we need it to be the biggest D and just keep kind of expanding out. Expanding out Florida. Yeah. Until it kind of connects with maybe one of these. What are the territories right beneath Florida?
I don't know what
that's
those
the
are.
Keys.
Isn't one of those Cuba?
Yeah. I think we just expand Florida until it's touching tips with Cuba. I think that's the way to go.
Just like barely grazing it.
Barely, yep. And so you could...
We're teasing, okay.
It's, and maybe that's part of the, sports, is that you see if you can jump. That's part of sports now.
Oh.
You're trying to jump over.
Yeah. Brand new sport. We're creating jobs again.
Yeah. See, professional.
We're going to be such great presidents.
Professional Cuba jumpers.
Professional Cuba jumpers.
All right.
Let's see.
And then what about all these like square ones?
There's these big
like
ones.
A ton of random square ones in the middle that you wouldn't know where you're. You have no clue where you're at. They all kind of look the same. I think we just kind of carve out most of the middle and just say, well, what do you got here? You got Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, Utah, Iowa. All those kind of the same.
Sure.
I don't know what do we call those, but the midsection, the midriff.
The midriff.
Yeah.
So that's not about it. Instead of like just fusing North Dakota and South Dakota, fuse from North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma into the midriff.
Okay, so there you go. Just like a big,
See what I mean?
a big column straight down. Yeah.
Right.
All right, and that's right. It's smack down the middle of the United States. So yeah, that
Straight down the
pretty good.
middle.
Nice.
It is, okay. Why is like the Ohio, Indiana, Illinois kind of area called the Midwest when it is neither middle nor west?
That's true. It is not.
It is on the eastern side of the U.S.
It is the northeast, if anything. If you want to say it's anything at all, it's the northeast. But jury's still out if it's even anything. So, clearly that name Midwest will no longer apply to these.
Correct. I mean, yeah, because Michianio, and then what we do have Kentucky and Tennessee here.
Yeah, those are cool. I say we keep those as they are.
I'm fine with that.
Yep.
Keep those as separate states.
I don't know. They could be this. Tennessee is like just a slightly more refined version of Kentucky, but basically the same. Is my impression of it.
So we could have Tennessee and then have discount Tennessee.
Yeah. Everything's just a little cheaper in discount Tennessee.
We have Tennessee and great value Tennessee.
Yeah. There you go. I like that. Yeah, I'm really losing track of the changes we've made, but I think...
Yeah, I really should have done something to edit this. Okay, so to review, going from the east to the west, currently we have Maine, which is just big Maine, okay?
Yep.
We have New York, and that's Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut get fused into big Maine. Yep. New York, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey get fused into Neo-New York.
Nice.
Right?
Sure.
West Virginia, Delaware, and Maryland are all excavated from the ground and become the pit, which is our national landfill.
Yep. Okay.
Virginia stays?
Yeah, it's right Virginia now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is right Virginia. You're correct.
Yep.
North Carolina and South Carolina become Carolina.
Right.
Alabama, Florida, and Georgia become the Big D.
The Big D.
Kentucky turns into discount Tennessee. Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio turned into Michianio.
Nice. Nice.
North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma become the midriff. Texas secedes from the Union and becomes a part of Mexico. Yep. I think. I mean, whatever Texas wants to do.
Yeah, we'll give them an option.
Washington and Oregon get fused into Wargington. Oh, and Washington, D.C. gets put into Wargington because obviously it should be up in Washington.
Yes.
California was split when we turned West Virginia and transported it all over into the exact middle of California, splitting California into Cali and Fornia and turning West Virginia into Left Virginia.
Right. And Hawaii is now chained to Fornia.
Yes. And then we have a bridge or a tunnel splitting Canada going to Alaska, which has then split Canada into Canada and Canada, and Canada has seceded from being a British Commonwealth or whatever they have to do. They become independent.
Yeah, that's kind of up to them, whatever they want to do. So.
Yeah. Okay.
So we I feel like what we're missing is this big strip: Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana.
Yeah.
What
the
do we?
chef, which
the
I don't
shaft,
want to use
is
it.
that
I
what
feel
you
like
said?
The chef.
The chef. The what?
Have you never seen that? Yeah, if you look down from Minnesota going down to Louisiana, it looks like a chef.
What in the world are you talking about? I don't see
Okay,
this at
so
all.
Minnesota's the hat, Iowa's the head, Missouri's the torso, Arkansas is the legs, and Louisiana's the feet.
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess there's our answer. It's the chef.
Do we want 2 lines though? That's two
true.
straight lines going down.
What if we just made it like a barbershop pole style thing where it's just straight lines all the way across, red, white.
Vertical states.
Yeah. No, I kind
Let's
of. I
see.
mean, what if we did like?
I think
What if we?
if we go with the chef, then we should do something different with the midriff.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that makes it. This just complicates things.
It does. It's a complicated issue, and this is why we are the men to tackle it.
That's true. What about Montana? We got another like face situation going on here into Idaho. It looks like he's peeking into Idaho.
Do.
What if?
Let's see.
I don't know what that means, but
What?
just thought I should mention it.
Clearly, it means something. It's got to be something.
That's got to be.
There's
something,
a bit here,
right?
I promise. So I think, okay, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado should all be fused, but they should also be squared off to be perfect squares, you know?
Maybe we should do more like shapes. Like we already have some perfect squares. We don't have any
That is
circle.
true.
We don't have any that are a perfect circle. We don't have any that are a star or.
Okay, so how about we rotate all of Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico? Like rotate each of those so it creates kind of like this diamond pattern.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So instead of being connected on like the flat edges, they're connected by just their corners.
Okay.
And then we would have to create a new state for the middle spot that would be formed between them.
So now we're back to adding a state.
Fuck.
Well, we'll think of something.
We can't have another pit. We already have the one pit.
It's true. We could do. It could be another Virginia. Like we could have left Virginia, middle Virginia, right Virginia.
That's smart. That's what we call thinking.
So, okay, there you go.
So, okay. We have I like that. What do we call the new cuz yes, we rotate the states as they are now, but they then become one new state surrounding Middle Virginia?
Outer Virginia? I don't know.
Sure. No, I'm okay with it. So we now have right Virginia, left Virginia, Middle Virginia, and Outer Virginia.
Should it be Outer Virginia, Inner Virginia?
No. That'd be ridiculous. Don't be absurd.
Okay.
Okay. And then how about Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming get turned into up Virginia?
Up Virginia, Arizona, New Mexico become down Virginia.
Yeah. No, Arizona and New Mexico become a part of Outer Virginia.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a big Outer Virginia.
Yes.
Okay.
The Outer Virginia is huge.
Nice.
Nevada just gets turned into Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't really need...
The whole thing becomes
That's really
Las
the
Vegas.
only reason anyone goes to Nevada is for Las Vegas. So, like, why even bother with the rest of it? It's just all Las Vegas. Nothing but casinos and partying. So.
Right. So, I do think... Okay. We're so close. We almost got all of them. Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Obviously, all of the residents of the Big D would be moved over there. So it would become a new feral state that we just don't go to. Yeah, it's the feral state.
Okay. I mean, that
and
sounds...
obviously
so it doesn't sound like there'd be much changes for them anyways, really.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just kind of consolidating.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So
the feral states are now just with 3 times the population.
Correct.
Okay.
Now we have Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. Those are the last ones.
Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota.
Mm-hmm. You know, honestly, okay, here's a thought. Stick with me on this. Wisconsin, obviously, it gets the Upper Peninsula from Michigan.
Yeah.
Why don't we just give Minnesota and Wisconsin to Canada? Like, I feel like we have to give them something as reparations for splitting their country in half.
That's true. But I mean, we're doing them favors. We're doing them a favor if anything. We did take a little bit of land to make that road.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that much land.
That's true.
We could offer them a road through the midriff straight down into Texas.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah,
Texas
that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
part of that could be the option for Texas, is they could either be part of Mexico or we give them a road through the midriff to Canada.
And they become a part of Canada.
But we also have bridges
Perfect.
going over the midriff road, so it still connects the two sides of the states.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So what do we do about these states then?
That's a good question.
Honestly, we've gotten rid of a lot. I'm fine with leaving them as they are.
Fair enough. They're not really hurting anything.
Oh.
They're not really improving anything, but they're not hurting anything. So.
Right. They're chilling. Nothing is there anyways, so we don't really need to do anything.
Right, yeah. No one cares. No one's like looking anyways, so.
Right.
No one's like asking. Yeah, I guarantee you when we started this, no one was like, oh, but what are they going to do with Minnesota and Iowa?
No
one cared.
No, they were wondering about Texas, obviously.
Yes. So there you go.
I think we've done good work today.
Much cleaner.
Much cleaner.
It was just kind of a mess before, but now we got a system that we can work with.
Something that makes sense.
Finally. I'm just tired of stuff in the United States not making sense.
It doesn't make any sense. The Midwest is neither mid nor west. Some of them are squares, but some of them aren't.
I mean, we could just call it mid and just leave it at that.
Just mid. What is it? It's mid.
It's the mid states.
Sure.
All right. Nice.
Sick. Proud of us.
Well, that was a pretty huge portion of our runtime.
That really was. I am so sorry. I did not expect that to take.
That's okay. Let me see can I look at my other hot takes and see if there's one that is like just not it's just barely something, and we'll do just like a mini thing from it.
Sure.
Let's see. I could have swore that I had like just little ones I hadn't done yet because they weren't enough to be a full episode.
Right.
But I'm not seeing them. I think I tried to do them anyway already.
Remixes are never better.
Yeah, okay, fine. Remixes aren't better as well.
They aren't better or they are better?
They're not better. Like, why are people... Like, I understand from a money perspective why artists have other artists make remixes of their song just so they can kind of, milk it for a little more. But there's never been a scenario where I want to listen to a remix over the original version of the song.
What about a cover? Because sometimes I think covers are better.
Covers are fine. Because the thing with a remix is that it's just, all you're doing is you're adding a like electronic underneath it. That's 90% of remixes. If you're changing more than that, it becomes a cover. So
no, it's a cover if you don't change anything and you just perform the song as written, right?
Well,
a remix is when you change things.
A cover is you redoing like the same like lyrics of the song, but you're redoing it in your style. Like musically, it doesn't necessarily sound the same. Like it still like follows this. I don't know enough about music theory to talk about this. It still follows like the same beats, like you would still recognize it, but it's maybe different instruments, maybe a different style. Could be faster, could be slower.
Gotcha.
A remix is literally just the same thing, but you just put it in GarageBand and stuck a beat under it, and that's that is that.
I mean, yeah. I don't like remixes either.
Yeah.
There's been a few remixes I like better than the original, but
I like there are some that are not bad. Like they're like I don't dislike this, but I don't know that I could ever think of one where I choose the remix over the original. So it's really just so you could put it in like dance clubs, so people can dance to it a little easier.
I mean, yeah, fair.
Which
because not every song you can dance to. I mean, there are people who can dance to every song. I am not one of them. I can't dance to any song.
True. So maybe they just kind of stay in their lane and are only played in the club. Like, just stop. Just stop promoting my feed with your remixes is basically my complaint. Like, I just feel like
your algorithm, my guy.
My Spotify, my Instagram, all my like just socials, anywhere where I follow musical artists, I don't care that you made a remix of your song because it doesn't sound better. It probably sounds worse or just slightly different. Just say, okay. Don't say anything. I don't even care. Don't say any. Don't let me know. Sell it to the club.
Just don't say things.
Yeah, sell it to the club.
Stop
and then
making music.
Come back to me when you've actually made something new. That's my whole take on remixes.
But I think there are times where music helps like bump up a song, make it more exciting. I've never heard a remix that is made like toned down a song. It is always like tried to hype it up more.
I mean, that's true.
And like, what about a remix that is like combining two songs?
I am not familiar with those at all.
Oh, it happens.
Okay, well,
it does.
If that is something you're doing, fine. You can tell me about that. But
no, I'm not. I also have no music.
I'm saying the artist. I'm saying the artist. You can tell me about that. Otherwise, don't tell me you made a remix of your other songs. Or just make like an electronic. Like if an electronic band wants to cover songs, you can do that and call it your cover. But don't just call it. I don't know, man. They're just not 90% of remixes. Obviously, there are some cool exceptions. 90% of remixes are nothing but a dumb little beat added, and they're not improved. It's just...
I mean, isn't that all music just words with a dumb little beat added?
That's true. Maybe. 90% of music is not good, so... I don't want to hear...
I wish I could disagree, but there's a lot of bad music out there.
So maybe I change my hot take to I don't want to hear about 90% of music. Stop blasting my feed with so much music that's not good. I only want to hear about the good 10%.
Gotcha.
And then take the rest of it, put it in the club, and I'll dance to it when I am drunk and not paying attention to it. So
I do think you getting remixes on your feed is more your problem because I don't get that.
Well, you don't have any social media, so you don't have a feed that you're trying to maintain.
I have YouTube Music. They recommend things.
Okay, well, like, do you follow artists?
Yeah.
And you've never had an artist that said, okay, I've just made a remix of the single I released a month ago.
No. I listen to a lot of folk music.
I mean, I listen to folk music too. That's one thing I appreciate. Excuse me, about folk music, is they don't try to do remixes.
Yeah, they do covers.
They do covers
in the same
in
5
their own
songs
style,
sung by different people.
Folk covers are cool. I want to see less remixes, more folk covers of.
I do actually agree with that. I do like when they take like a pop song or a a rock song and make it folk.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Do that.
Yo, there's a band I can't remember. Oh, what is it? Appalachian Bloodbath, I think they're called.
Yeah, no,
dude,
that's
they
a
do
sick
metal
name.
Banjo music.
It's
awesome.
That sounds like the Native Howls, another band I like. They also do. They call it thrash grass. It's like thrash metal.
I love that.
Bluegrass.
Yes.
Definitely check them out if you are into that sort of stuff.
We need
this. Okay, so this is what we need: is more wild genre mashups. We need less dropping electronic beats, more taking something from the opposite genre and smashing it together,
fusing them.
That's what a remix should be.
I agree.
Okay, what were you saying?
Have you heard of the Who?
Mhm.
Not the
Yeah.
Who you're thinking of. The other
Oh,
Who.
not the.
HU.
Oh yeah, no, it was not. That's not the
They're
Who I'm thinking
awesome. They're a Mongolian rock band, and they do a lot of like the Mongolian throat singing. It's incredible.
of. Oh, interesting. I'm looking them up right now.
They're amazing. So I will. I might cut this part out because it might say too much about where I work. So when I'm in the office at night, there's a speaker in the office as I'm doing paperwork. I'll turn on music, right?
Okay.
And every once in a while, one of my servers will walk in and just be like, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Yeah,
Because it's never something normal. It's like musicals, sea shanties, folk music, or like shamisen music, or like that Mongolian throat singing, and they're like, or songs in Old English and Old Norse, and they're like, "You're a freaking psychopath."
I mean, that does all sound like music that would never get a remix. So I see.
No.
I see where you're coming from now.
Yeah.
But I dig it. I like it. So I'm gonna listen to these bands: Appalachian Bloodbath and the Who.
I think that's what their name is.
I mean, I found the Who, or like I found just HU. I assume this is the one you're talking about.
Yes.
Wolf Totem.
Yep.
Is that one?
Them.
Okay. Nice. So yeah, they do have a lot of metal features.
I like View. That's really good.
Okay. And then
Appalachian Anarchy is the song.
Wait, is that the band?
I think
or is it Appalachian Bloodbath?
That's the band. The
Okay. Banjo
song
Bloodbath.
recommendation. Yeah, Banjo Bloodbath or the Brothers Bayou are pretty good.
Looks like
So
they
is Banjo
just did a
Bar Fight.
Christmas album.
What? They did?
Maybe, or maybe I'm misreading what this graphic is, but there's some graphic called oh yeah, no, featuring the Christmas hit I Saw a Zombie Killing Santa Claus. I guess they did some sort of Christmas contribution somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
I mean, I respect that.
Interesting.
But
All right, this is what I want when I say I want a remix. I want two wildly different genres mashed together.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm here for it.
All right, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this programming, hey, write a review, subscribe, tell a friend about it. Go listen to my other podcast when it comes out, which I will talk about incessantly on this one. Yeah. Anything else, McKay?
No, I have nothing. Add in like a beat, like I just started going like a.
Hold on, do
Like it was a
louder so I
remix.
can get it.
No, I don't. I know what you're gonna do if
come on,
I do it louder.
louder.
No, that was enough.
Why?
You can just boost that if you really need. But just add in your own little. Do a remix of this podcast. Do a remix version of it.
Oh God.
And it's just like a beat at the background the whole time. So
The entire podcast.
Yeah, so it's like
it's gonna be just about the Virginias.
call it the Virginia's remix. Start.
Yes.
Yeah.